Hello everyone, and welcome to Ethiopia Insight, your one-stop platform for all the major events and news from Ethiopia. Today, we will be taking you through the unfolding narratives of April 1st, 2024. Stay tuned, you wouldn't want to miss this. U.S. Embassy hosts interfaith iftar promoting peace and unity in Ethiopia. The United States Embassy in Addis Ababa recently hosted an interfaith iftar dinner, showcasing the pivotal role played by religious leaders from diverse Ethiopian faith groups in fostering peace, unity, and harmony within the nation. U.S. Ambassador Irvin Masinga emphasized the event's significance as part of the embassy's dedication to building bridges of understanding and respect among people of different faiths. Religious leaders, including representatives from the Ethiopian Islamic Affairs Supreme Council, EIASC, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, the Catholic Church, Protestant churches, Beta Israel Jewish Community, and the Inter-Religious Council of Ethiopia, gathered to celebrate Ramadan and promote dialogue and cooperation. This initiative reflects the enduring friendship and cooperation between the United States and Ethiopia, grounded in shared aspirations for the well-being of the Ethiopian people and collaborative efforts across various sectors. Coming up next on Ethiopia Insight, we delve into a headline that has been causing ripples across the nation. Stay tuned as we turn the spotlight on the recent border conflict between the Somali and Afar regions. We'll be examining the latest developments, the decrease in hostilities, and the ongoing territorial disputes. Will there be a resolution soon? Find out now. Border conflict between Somali and Afar regions eases amid civilian casualties. Addis Standard reported that tensions have eased following recent clashes between militias from the Somali and Afar regions near border areas, with a gradual decrease in hostilities reported by residents. However, militants from both factions continue to occupy disputed areas, leading to casualties and injuries on both sides. The conflict, which reignited during Ramadan fasting, has seen civilian fatalities and hospitalizations, with claims of calculated territorial aggression. The conflict's resurgence comes shortly after the establishment of a reconciliation committee, raising concerns about external influences and territorial disputes between the regions. Our next headline will focus on the USAID Empowered Communities activity, a $35 million initiative aimed at improving Ethiopian health services. This landmark program seeks to empower local communities in their healthcare decisions, fostering transparency and promoting accountability in health service delivery. We'll delve deeper into this initiative and its potential impact on Ethiopia's healthcare system. USAID launches $35 million Empowered Communities program to enhance Ethiopian health services. In a recent press release, the United States announced the launch of the USAID Empowered Communities activity, a $35 million program aimed at empowering Ethiopian communities to take charge of their health. The initiative seeks to enhance community engagement in health-related decision-making, improve awareness of available services and rights, and promote transparency and accountability in health service delivery. Over a 4-year period, the program will collaborate with the Ministry of Health and various stakeholders to build the capacity of civil society organizations, community-based groups, faith-based entities, and private sector actors. The launch event in Addis Ababa was attended by key stakeholders, signaling a concerted effort to bolster healthcare accessibility and quality in Ethiopia, continuing a long-standing partnership between the United States and Ethiopia in various developmental sectors. Moving on, controversy stirs as local officials in the Bali zone of Oromia dispute the presence of Al-Shabaab, rejecting the security concerns raised by the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission. They claim there's no evidence supporting these allegations. What's the truth behind this? We'll delve into this issue next. Local officials dispute Al-Shabaab presence in Oromia's Bali zone, rejecting security concerns. Addis Standard reported that local authorities in the Bali zone of Oromia have refuted claims of the Oromo Liberation Front, Al-Shabaab, operating in the area and posing security threats, countering earlier reports of the group's activities. The Ethiopian Human Rights Commission's report had highlighted alleged security challenges linked to the Al-Shabaab in the Bali forest. But officials assert no evidence supports these claims, emphasizing that no such group is active in the zone according to their surveillance and assessments. Up next, we'll take you through the scenes of the grand annual iftar, illuminating the unity and communal spirit of Ethiopian Muslims. We share the beauty of this tradition, the taste of traditional Ethiopian dishes, and the significance of this event in fostering interfaith dialogue and peaceful coexistence. As we always say, there's more to Ethiopia than meets the eye. Stay with us. Addis Ababa celebrates Ramadan with its grand annual iftar. Ethiopian Muslims gathered in Addis Ababa for the annual Grand Street Iftar later on Thursday, celebrating the communal spirit of Ramadan, marking Ramadan with communal meals and prayers. The event, growing in popularity, symbolizes unity and support among the community during fasting. Scheduled based on the lunar calendar, it holds significance as it coincides with historical victories and highlights Ethiopia's religious harmony. Attendees enjoyed traditional Ethiopian dishes, fostering interfaith dialogue and peaceful coexistence, as prominent figures and diverse individuals joined in the celebration. Moving on, we'll be exploring more on the government's ambitious Digital Ethiopia 2025 strategy and the integral role of digital ID systems in fostering inclusion and prosperity. But before that, let's take a moment to appreciate the rich cultural heritage of Ethiopia, a country where faiths coexist in harmony, as depicted by the grand annual Iftar celebrations. Keep watching for these intriguing stories and more. Up next, the biometric update reported that Ethiopian PM hails digital ID as driver of Digital Ethiopia 2025 strategy. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed lauds the impact of digital technologies like the FIDA digital ID in advancing the country's Digital Ethiopia 2025 inches strategy, aimed at fostering digital transformation and innovation. Speaking at a midterm evaluation event, Ahmed highlighted the progress made towards a digital future, emphasizing the strategy's role in addressing economic challenges and supporting innovators. The Ethiopian Artificial Intelligence Institute also showcased its contributions to the Digital 2025 plan, particularly in digital infrastructure, research, and smart cities initiatives. Minister of Innovation and Technology Belete Mola emphasized the government's focus on digital government and trade, facilitating access to public services through over 587 digital platforms. The executive director of the Ethiopia National ID Program emphasized the role of digital IDs in promoting national and regional inclusion and prosperity. Moving on, we'll dive into the innovative partnership between M-PESA, Safaricom, and Onafric. Discover how these industry leaders are joining forces to enhance financial inclusion in Ethiopia and what this means for the Ethiopian diaspora. We'll also explore how this partnership aligns with Ethiopia's digital transformation efforts. The biometric update reported that M-PESA Safaricom, Onafric seal deal for financial inclusion in Ethiopia. M-PESA Safaricom and Onafric have entered a partnership to enhance financial inclusion in Ethiopia by enabling remittance payments through M-PESA, a popular mobile money service in East Africa. This collaboration aims to simplify payments and provide the Ethiopian diaspora with a formal channel to send money back home easily. The agreement aligns with Ethiopia's digital transformation efforts in financial inclusion, supporting the distribution of cash assistance to millions of beneficiaries through digital platforms. While these platforms have improved access for financially excluded individuals, further efforts are needed to maximize efficiency, cost-effectiveness, and data utilization for informed policy decisions. Next, we delve into the exciting development of Ethiopia's emerging capital markets. Deloitte, a globally recognized powerhouse, has become the first to secure a securities investment advisor license, paving the way for the much-anticipated launch of Ethiopia's securities exchange. Here are the details. Business Daily Africa, based in Nairobi, Kenya, reported that Deloitte gets investment advisor space in Ethiopia. Deloitte has become the inaugural entity to secure a securities investment advisor license in Ethiopia, ahead of the country's planned securities exchange launch in the third quarter of this year. The firm applied for the license through its Nairobi office, and has established a presence in Ethiopia to commence operations in the emerging capital markets. Deloitte's Africa advisory leader, Tewodros Sise, expressed excitement about being the first licensed securities advisor in Ethiopia, highlighting the firm's dedication to supporting the country's capital market growth and assisting regional clients in navigating the dynamic business landscape. Up next, we will delve deeper into Ethio Telecom's game-changing listing on the new exchange, a significant move that marks the beginning of a new era in Ethiopia's capital market. Plus, we'll look at the potential impact of the increased participation of Kenyan companies in this rapidly evolving market. All that and more. Ethiopia's Capital Markets Authority has earmarked the debut issuance on the new exchange to be the listing of 10% of state-owned Ethio Telecom, which recently reported a net profit of Birr 11 billion for the 6 months ending December 2023. Ethiopia Capital Markets Authority is preparing for further listings of 5 other state-owned enterprises and anticipates additional entities from Nairobi applying for permits to operate in the Ethiopian market as it opens up. The licensing of Deloitte as an investment advisor is seen as a crucial step in expediting the development of Ethiopia's capital market, with expectations of more milestones and increased participation from Kenyan companies as the market evolves. Next, we navigate the complexities of Ethiopia's financial landscape. We're about to delve deeper into the intriguing world of fiscal policies, borrowing restrictions, and the nation's dance with debt. Will these measures alleviate Ethiopia's debt distress rating? Find out in the next segment. Ethiopia nears budget limit despite central bank's borrowing restrictions. Capital Ethiopia reported that despite the central bank's restrictions on borrowing, Ethiopia is nearing its budget limit for the fiscal year's first half, nearly reaching its maximum borrowing capacity, even though it had decided to borrow from the central bank only as a last resort and limit borrowing to 1/3 more than the previous year. The National Bank of Ethiopia had announced significant cuts in direct advances to the government for the current fiscal year, aiming to restrict such lending to 1/3 of the previous levels, and utilize it only if the market couldn't meet the demand for treasury bills and bonds. However, the Ministry of Finance reported obtaining a DA of 37 billion birr, totaling 167 billion birr by December 31, 2023, a substantial increase from the previous fiscal year. This situation reflects challenges in managing debt and adhering to borrowing limits, with ongoing discussions about debt restructuring with major lenders under the common framework at the G20 level, which could potentially alleviate Ethiopia's debt distress rating. Finally, Asherak News reported that Saudi Crown Prince receives written message from Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali, sent a written message to Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, focusing on enhancing bilateral relations between Ethiopia and Saudi Arabia. The message was delivered by Ethiopian Deputy Prime Minister Temesgen Tirune during a meeting with Saudi Minister of Foreign Affairs Prince Faisal bin Farhan bin Abdullah in Riyadh. The discussions also covered mutual interests, regional affairs, and global issues of importance to both nations. The meeting was attended by officials from both countries, including Ethiopian Minister of Foreign Affairs Tay Atske Selassie and Saudi Ambassador to Ethiopia, Dr. Fahad Al-Humaydani, among others. As we wrap up this edition of Ethiopia Insight, we want to thank you for joining us in our journey through the latest news and happenings from Ethiopia. From diplomatic ties to regional affairs, we strive to bring you the most comprehensive and insightful updates. Remember, Ethiopia is not just a place on the map, it's a vibrant nation with stories to tell. On that note, we bid you farewell, but not goodbye for now.